Paul Skenes made his debut, much anticipated debut for the Pirates. A lot of people were throwing out comparisons to Steven Strasburg.
Right.
And I know that you faced him in games. You pitched against Strasburg. You were obviously in the division with peak Strasburg. Like, how do you kind of assess that comparison? Would you say that's an accurate one given your background with Strauss?
I mean, I was Steven Strasburg, 1,000 strikeout. For all those wondering, it's in the
Didn't
record
know that.
books. And I was also 997 and probably 994. But anyway, it was a rough day. But dude, in my mind, a little bit of unfair comparison, truthfully, because like Strasburg came up and did that when like nobody else was doing it, right? We didn't have like Twitter was pretty new. Remember back when it was called Twitter? Now we call it X. So it's like all these things were just so different. That stuff was all pretty new. The baseball Twitter wasn't really a thing yet. It was just kind of forming. And like I kind of feel for Skenes a little bit just from having the absolute weight of the world on his shoulders. But kudos to him for showing up and just being is exactly as advertised, man. I don't think that guy showed up and tried to be anything else other than himself. He didn't look rattled, didn't look anything. I mean, I've had my first start in the big leagues before. I know what's going through your head. I didn't do it as the number one anticipated guy to make a debut since 2010. You know what I mean? Like, so, obviously I'm rooting for the Cubs in that situation. I have to. Like, that's my hometown team. Like, that's my boys. But I do have to say, I walked in the clubhouse. I was pitching that day. I was kind of upset the world wasn't excited about my start. But I walked in the clubhouse, and every single member of my team was sitting in front of the TV watching it, dude. I guarantee you that statement rang true for every clubhouse across America that wasn't on the field getting work in. We all tuned in, dude. You can't. That stuff's electric, absolute electric. And I just love it for the game that they were able to take a guy that was a super hype prospect and keep him hyped all the way to his ascension, and then to continue to hype his debut. It was almost like MLB got it right, dude. Where like they got it right with like, let's not draft this guy, let the world forget about him, and then all of a sudden call him up. Like, it was really cool to see that whole process. I totally forgot what your question was, if we're being completely honest. But I just I do feel like it was a little bit of an unfair comparison to the Strasburg one. Especially it's just like a different time. It was just a different time. These hitters have been seeing 100, not from starters every day. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's still freakish. Like the splunker, is that what they call it? That I've never even heard of that other than like the one other guy. I think you have to throw over 104 to be able to throw a splunker. When I do it, they just call it a changeup. So like it's just a different word. But his stuff is absurd. It was so fun to just get to see that. But I did feel like it was a little bit of unfair advantage to compare him to Strasburg.
Yeah. I don't know if there's just like not that many other people to base it off of in recent memory. It's like, oh, number one prospect making his debut. All right, he's Strasburg and he throws kind of hard.